From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina Navidad. The Conservative Party says it will attempt to topple the Liberal government first thing in the new year to cause a winter election.
Conservative MP Jonathan Williamson says he'll put forward the first non-confidence motion of the new year and try to get the House of Commons to vote on it by the end of January. The Conservatives need support from the other opposition parties for this play to work, since they all need to vote together to trigger an election. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh recently said he's now ready to bring down the Liberal government, but that doesn't guarantee his support here, since he might want a way to take all the credit. Kyle Duggan, The Canadian Press, Ottawa.
Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc and Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly are in Florida today to meet with officials from Donald Trump's incoming U.S. administration. Alessia Perks-Afumi reports.
LeBlanc and Joly will provide Trump's officials with details about Canada's recently announced $1.3 billion plan to combat fentanyl trafficking and illegal migration between Canada and the U.S. They will also emphasize the negative impacts Trump's threatened 25% tariff on Canadian goods would have on both sides of the border.
Trump says he will impose such tariffs the day he's sworn into office next month. And as the world prepares for a second Trump administration, experts say there are lessons to be learned from the U.S. presidential campaign.
The road to the ballot box was long and chaotic, including President Joe Biden removing himself from the race.
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
And assassination attempts on Donald Trump.
The assassin's bullet came within a quarter of an inch of taking my life.
Ultimately, Trump beat out Democratic rival Kamala Harris by tapping into Americans' fears about the economy and illegal immigration. Director of the Canada Institute at the Woodrow Wilson Centre says the sense that Canada has a special protected relationship with its neighbour is gone. Karen Rebo, The Canadian Press.
A Canadian criminologist who once worked for the Canada Border Services Agency says Canada needs to better track foreign nationals who arrive in the country on student visas. It comes as Indian law enforcement agencies are investigating links between Canadian colleges and a scheme to ferry international students across the Canada-U.S. border. In business, Scotiabank has closed a $2.8 billion U.S. deal to buy a 14.9% stake in American bank Key Corp. And Loblaw Companies and its parent company, George Weston, have entered into automatic share purchase plans with brokers. The preferred drink by many to ring in the new year could soon be tasting a bit different thanks to global warming. U.S. Champagne Bureau Director Lori Russo says the way grapes for champagne are harvested is changing.
The warmer temperatures mean that the acidity in the grapes is dropping, while the sugar is increasing. And grapes are ripening faster.
Harvests are happening typically about 20 days earlier than they did 2 decades ago. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, hammer thrower Ethan Katzberg has been voted the Canadian Press Male Athlete of the Year for 2024. The 22-year-old from BC reflected on his historic gold medal in the event at the Paris Games.
A lot of emotions, a lot of energy, and it was an incredibly special moment.
Swimmer Summer McIntosh got the Canadian Press Female Athlete of the Year. Canada's men's national junior hockey team faces Latvia tonight in their second game of the group stage. Goaltender Carter George had a 31-save shutout in Canada's 4-0 win over Finland last night in Ottawa. Easton Cowan scored Canada's second goal and later reflected on George's performance in the net.
Just an elite goaltender. Just so happy for him because he's a great guy. So he deserves all of that.
Canada is looking for its 21st gold medal at the tournament. In today's NHL action, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in Detroit against the Red Wings. And in the PWHL, the last-place Toronto Scepters host the 4th-place Boston Fleet. From the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina Navidad.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.